There's the old case 200 here. Actual drain plug size, 1 1/8 inches. Been a couple years since I serviced this. I think I only had 40 hours on it. We'll go ahead and change it this year and get her ready to go. Here's the part number for the new filter. Basically, I haven't cut one of these open, but I think this is just, I don't know, whatever filter material's in there. And on the oil filter housing, this straw, oil comes up through this. So the straw goes right in the middle of that filter, and then the oil just soaks down through the filter here, and that just drains back into the crankcase. Well, while we're waiting on the rest of that oil to drain, go ahead and I'll grease her up. Take you a walk around, show you the grease fittings. There's one there, there's one on each tie rod end. Same, there's a grease circle on the back of that. One up there, and then back in here there's one. There's one here for the clutch, steering. Another one hidden up under there for the steering. And then there's two here, and then there's two on the other side for the brake pedals. And then there's one up here on each side of the rock shaft housing. Some of these, especially the 300s, actually had a greasable water pump up here. This one doesn't have it. Take off this homemade grill here so we can get access to our oil bath air cleaner. Service one of these, there's just this clamp here. Just undo it far enough to where you get this little cup out. And that's just full of engine oil. Basically, you just dump it out and refill it. This little dish slides out. Usually I'll go and wipe it out with a rag, brake cleaner, depending on how dirty it is. Alright, so I just went and I got that dish out, and you can see all the dirt in the bottom of this. So I'm just gonna wipe this out with a rag, clean it up. So that little bit, that's actually rust. I don't know how rust ended up in this. Maybe it sat dry for a few years. I got it all cleaned out. Get that dish back in. That says oil level right there. You just take your jug of oil and you just fill her back up to that line. I usually just put straight 30 weight in. End up with something about like that. It takes about 3/4 of a quart. Just make sure your metal clamps around both sides of this. while we're up front, there's a little pipe plug there. But this goes to the front. You know, this is your front steering box. Not 100% sure how full this needs to be. I don't see a check plug anywhere. So normally what I do is I just try to fill it up to where the top gear is covered. I'm not going to be able to get the camera in there, but you can kind of sneak your head in there and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see a little gear shaft. I just go till it's covered. I know I got a slow leak on this, so I just top it off every couple years. Well, I'll have to keep an eye on that. That took a little more than I'd like it to. I dumped pretty well 1.5 quarts in it. I'm not sure how much more it really holds. So that might be a project here in the future. Is I would like kind of, you're supposed to be able to, on the bottom here, there's an adjustment to tighten up the worm gear, because this one does have a little bit of play in it, and I'd like to fix that. And I'm pretty sure the gear oil leaks out the bottom seal there, so we might tear into that at some point in time. Okay, I'm gonna be kind of hard to see with the style of radiator neck this thing has, but checking the antifreeze level, it's good. Go ahead and check the hydraulic fluid level. The pipe plug with a dipstick here. Low, so we'll top that off. If you had a triple range unit, which I wish this had, I think the dipstick's actually back here somewhere. Come back here and check the rear end oil. It's good. What actually might be happening to the hydraulic oil on these, you got your like PTO shaft, your dry shaft. There's a housing, these housings separate here because the hydraulic pump's up here, so this is hydraulic oil. I think this back housing was actually supposed to be gear oil. And there's a seal on that shaft between these two housings, and this oil level is higher than this oil level, and that seal is notorious for leaking even after you put a new one in. I put a new seal in it just a couple of years ago. It looks like it might be dumping back in here because it's already over full. I think back in the day, Case had a bulletin where between the two housings somewhere you drilled a hole between these two and you just ran hydraulic oil in the back and equalized them out so that you didn't have to worry about that. Oh, That's not what I wanted to do. That seems about right. I can't change oil and not make a mess, so there's the mess. Yeah, it was that low. We're back up to the low mark. Pretty happy with this Magnum 9612 hydraulic oil from Dennis Oil Company. Not sure if I got it in the camera view, but it has a nice, pretty blue color to it. Yeah, I don't have any more hydraulic oil. It's on my to-do list to go pick up. We're halfway up the operating range. Go ahead and give our generator a little shot of oil. And there's two up front here. While I got it, the hood off, just pulled the tachometer cable loose here. Just give it a shot of this training cable lube. And everything from here should be downhill, so hopefully that lube's running down the rest of the cable. Well, the oil's been draining. It's not really dripping anymore, so. One thing I didn't talk about is cleaning out the sediment bowl in the gas tank. This one's actually had an inline fuel filter added into it. You know, change out the inline fuel filter if you want, but you can loosen that nut and clean the bottom of that bowl out. I actually did that just last week, so I'm not going to do it right now, but if I hadn't done that recently, I would go ahead and do that now too. Here's the engine oil I'm going to be putting in it, just 1540. Well, I think that's pretty well a wrap on this project for now. I'll get the hood put back on it and should be ready to go.